What is going on, everybody? I am here with Nation Schmidt, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
And also known as NBK, which I think stands for Natural Born Killer.
Exactly, yes,
Yeah.
you got it.
How are you? You good?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good. It's good to have you down here. So, yeah, do you want to give us a little history of your CSGO background? Then I'll get into more specific questions, but how have you got to the point you are right now on Envy, one of the best teams in the world? Give us a little quick history.
Alright, so it started off in 2009 actually. Joined my first competitive team. And then, yeah, I just snowballed from there. There's not much to say. Yeah, I got very lucky. Like, I made one semi-pro team, and like after 6 months of playing, I managed to get recruited by Very Games back in the day. That was the best team in the world.
That was when it was you, Scream, and...
Oh, no, that was way before that.
Okay, yeah.
That was on Counter-Strike Source.
Yeah.
That was Existence, Regnum, Shock, and Victors. That was the team at that time. And yeah, from that on, I just kept playing. Then roster changes, game changes, going on to CSGO, and yeah, just kept rolling.
How did you find the change from going to CS Source to Go? Compare the two games. Any positives, negatives to both? What are your thoughts?
I think CSGO is better in every point, in my opinion. I just love the game itself. First of all, like I love playing the game. It's a very good game, and yeah, Counter-Strike Source was lacking of support.
Yeah.
There was not enough. I mean, not enough. There was way less persons watching than CSGO at the moment, and yeah, I don't know. It just feels overall very better. The competition is harder, more people watching, more interest from the sponsors. I mean, everything is going the way of CSGO. So I love the game. Yeah,
over the years things have really developed. It's nice to see. And so something interesting that Shock said, and I think a couple other people, is about developer support. Do you think maybe, because right now we're going through a big, awesome period of growth for CSGO, but undoubtedly it could be bigger. Is there anything that you think could help that? Do you think companies like Gfinity throwing these awesome events and maybe Valve getting involved and stuff a bit more, we might be able to see more growth? Any thoughts on that?
Sure. I think the next step, I mean, it's been growing extremely big with the same help of Valve. Like Valve did the same thing for 1.5 years, a bit more, and it just kept growing. So that's a good thing. However, I think if we want to take it to this next level, we need to reach the Dota 2 or League of Legends levels, and I think Valve needs to throw out like a big CS:GO international with like a 1 week tournament where each team faces each other and goes into the bracket. Like that's what I'm saying. For 1 year, I'm just expecting that. However, I don't want the smaller majors like $250,000. I want to keep them. Like having only one big tournament will, in my opinion, not kill the game, but like make people lose interest into the game. So I want a big one, but I want to keep the medium one. So let's make 2 small mediums and 1 medium large. That would be good.
Shock said, no, it was Happy, your teammate, said something similar, which I agree with, kind of on the same wavelength. I like the idea of the way CSGO works, it's not just one circuit, it's not like, for instance, like League of Legends. I think what League of Legends is doing is great, LCS is awesome, but I like the way, CSGO is more of an open format. You've got multiple leagues, multiple tournaments. How can you compare the two, kind of? Do you think one's doing it better than the other, or we can take good bits from both type of thing?
I think both things are good. The thing with League of Legends and Riot is that Riot has their hands on the game, and they do whatever they want pretty much. So there is one league, and you have to get into the league, so it's more professional. But if you lose the support from Riot, you have nothing anymore. That's one thing. On Counter-Strike, the game has always been community-driven, and the community always put the game where it is now somehow, and just developers just push it a little bit more with what they did for 1.5 years now. But yeah, I think that's the good part about CS:GO. It's always been created by the community, for the community, and yeah, just happy where it is. And you can have too many tournaments because you can skip some, obviously, if you want to. But it's obviously growing very big.
Yeah. All right. So now bringing things a bit more to the personal level. Joining Envy, how's that going? I've asked your other teammates as well. What's it like joining Envy, being herded around by Mike, awesome guy Hastro? What's it like joining the team?
It's very different, to be honest. I mean, for us as players, it doesn't change that much, as in we still do whatever we want. However, we feel the support 100%. We've always been with French organizations, with people that had other businesses, and that were not created, let's say, for the competitive scene. So we just joined Envy, and everything has been great ever since. Yeah, we have an amazing support from all our sponsors. We receive a lot of gear. Mike is always supporting us all the time, traveling with us for many events.
I think he just likes to travel, you know. He's just using it as an excuse to travel.
Yeah, I think he's just like sneaking in and like, yeah, I want to go to London that time.
Nice, that sounds great. I'll come with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's really good. I'm very happy about Envy and how it is going right now.
So, I mean, this tournament you're already performing really well. You've just beaten Property, who have JW standing in. You beat them 2-0, and you actually beaten Cash 16-0. But you know, if we look at it analytically, the past couple months, maybe some of your online performances and your recent tournaments, probably not the results you've wanted, right? Before that, you were doing very well, and then maybe taking a bit of a small dip. Would you say that you're trying to find form again, or there's been something that you might need to look at in the team, get some better cohesion?
I just think people have been making up things that were not said to exist. I mean,
I do not want to put words in your mouth at all, so please feel free to answer it however you want.
Yeah, no worries. It's just, I think that we, like, when we created a team, we were, let's say, second and third in the world. We never, like, we won SLTV Star Series, then we lost some events, ESWC, Fragbite, some events with Fnatic. Then we won DreamHack, then we lost the first qualifier online to MLG, then we won MLG, and then we joined Envy. So basically how it happened, we started growing, we grew, then we reached the top level, where we beat everyone and won the major, and then staying there, especially with the state of CSGO, is almost impossible. So I think we just reached a stage where we were sure to just go down. Like, at some time you cannot just grow.
Once you're at the top, where else is there to go? It's not like you can beat yourself, so I guess technically.
Yeah, so you have, like, every team is chasing after you. And like in an interview at at IRS Pantamera, there was NIP, I think VP and Fnatic. Both three were saying their enemies were NVS. So when you have all those top teams chasing you, working 24/7 for that, you're gonna lose at some point. And I think, and like we still never went out of the top 3-4. We're still performing. We're still here, and I think just people are just looking at us. Let's say, I'm not gonna say too high, but I mean, I think we're solid in the top 3 at the moment, and then it's just to us to work harder and make better things to manage to beat consistently Fnatic or NIP in tournaments, and yeah, that's nothing, I think.
Yeah, well, I think you've got a great shot here at Gfinity. So now, talking about something I think is quite interesting is actually your specific playstyle. So, I mean, you have brilliant aim. You're always talking about how you practice. You had that Katowice prep thing, 500 kills a day in deathmatch, stuff like that. But also, I think something that's interesting about you're not, in a way, a standout aimer like someone like Shox or Scream in that sense, but you have a very cerebral playstyle. Like, I like the way that you kind of position yourself on a map, and not in the way Happy kind of runs through smokes and then gets some crazy plays, but you hold an angle, but you hold them kind of in a creative way. Do you want to give us a little rundown of your play style? Maybe I'm a bit wrong or whatever. Maybe you agree with what I'm saying. But like, what's your play style? How do you do it? Because I think it's quite successful.
Well, I just think that I'm, like, compared to some players like Happy or Shox, I'm pretty passive in game. So like I'm the guy that has to stay on the B bomb side and like hold it when my 4 teammates are in A. So let's say I'm kind of the support information player somehow, because like I'm the support aggressive player in T side. Like
kind of like that you have a passive aggression to your playstyle.
Yeah, somehow like I just put a rhythm into it. Like especially when I'm on T, like I have to take information when needed, or like take the risk when needed. But aside from that, I just have to like sit back, let my team do the job, and if they do well, then I can do my stuff. But it's I just have to play a lot with the team around, and yeah, on CT, then I'm completely a support player. I'm just like holding the bomb side and throwing the gear for Happy to kill people and go through the smokes. And I mean, I'm happy that way it works. It works perfectly. So I'm just happy to do the good things for him.
No, that's what I mean. I think it works very well. One example that sticks in my head, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm putting too much of a focus on it, but for instance, on DOS 2, when you hold long, typically you hold it not in pit, but in that gap between pit and where kind of long doors is, and you hold the off angle where you're looking at the blue crate, kind of. And it's a really interesting angle because not many people use it, but it's kind of like when you come out of long, you kind of check the door, then you check the little box where blue is, and and then you check pit. So your position there is quite intelligent. You know, how do you come up with stuff like that? Those kind of off angles that are quite difficult to kind of read for the opponents.
Well, to be honest, it's just something like, I think it was in practice once, like someone went there, and basically the trick with that is that you have a black door behind you, so it's almost impossible for the T's to see you. So you will always have the first shot, and you can surprise minimum 1 or 2 persons. Yeah. And then it's just like, I'm just thinking, if someone comes here, he's going to be alone, and like, it's going to be a duel. Like, I have no way to throw gear. Like, if I'm in the pit, I'm going to throw flashes, but my teammates are too far away anyway. Like, they see the spawn or a bomb site, so they can't help me. So I have to take my shot into making the difference at that time. And the best difference to do that is to surprise your opponent with a weird duel. But I mean, it's been working very good so far, and some teams are working against that, which is pretty annoying, especially because like, I know I'm gonna die because they're just coming 4 with no gear and just like killing me. But I'm just trying to always find that small edge, no matter how I play, no matter if people are calling me stupid. Like, I'm just making things that work. That's my only plan.
Like your teammate Happy, you're thinking outside the box. I think it works a lot. Sometimes, you know, for using the big popper pump is DDK and James at Face It call it the pump shotgun and stuff like that. And I think it's an interesting play style. Final thing that I want to talk about is just briefly, you know, what are the keys to victory? Any tips for people out there trying to get better, go pro, stuff like that? What would you say? Just a couple tips, you know, for the people out there.
Well, I think the best 2 things would be to know what to look for in a demo, and to just work hard in deathmatch. Work hard in deathmatch, get your aim perfect, and watch demos, know what to take from it. Like, stick to some positions, and then try to grind into the scene, and that's the best way to do it. Keep it simple.
Nice, wicked, awesome interview. Any final things you want to say, sponsors, team?
Sure. Well, always thanks to Envious, Monster, Astro Games, and
basically, Envy have a load of awesome sponsors.
Exactly.
They're awesome. Nathan loves them. Mike does a great job with them.
Yeah, it's perfect. Everything is fine. We love our sponsors. They're just... Oh, and Scuff Gaming. There it is. Yeah, I'm not using controllers, but yeah.
Simon and Duncan at Scuff, we love you.
So, very happy. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching the interview.
Nice. All right, thanks very much for your time, everybody. Peace.